So iOS 13 is getting a brand spanking new dark mode, and this actually sparked a video idea from me. And in this video, I want to show you how to enable dark mode on some of the recent Samsung Galaxy devices. And then I'm also going to show you each individual Android application, if they have a dark mode or not. And I'm going to be showing you some of the most popular applications that you probably use on a regular basis when it comes to the Android ecosystem. So let's start off by talking about 3 reasons why you would actually want a dark mode on your Samsung Galaxy device or Android applications. 1, I really think it looks like very nice. I'm not really a fan of white themes and things like that. I don't like things being blinded in my eyes, so to have dark modes and to have dark themes, personally, I think they look really nice. Second of all, you may not even be aware of this at this point, but blue light is already damaging our eyes. And basically, blue light is you only come in contact when you're using things like smartphones, cell phones. Pretty much any display that you look at in your real life is damaging your eyes. The reason you don't really see the effect of a lot of these different displays is because even though they're damaging your eyes, you won't see the effect right away. It does take many years. I'm talking 30, 40 years. But once the blue light does settle in, you may see the long-term effects of these blue lights. But by having things like dark modes, dark themes, and things like that on your devices, it will help protect your eyes in the long run. And overall, I just think it's less strain on the eyes, it's better for the eyes and things like that. So that's why you would enable dark mode on your device. And then last but not least, another reason why you would want to enable dark mode and dark themes on your device is the fact that you are going to be saving battery in the long run, because by not producing colors and by not producing light colors as well, you are going to be saving battery. How much battery are you actually going to be saving when we're talking about these dark modes, when we're talking about these dark themes and things like that? Honestly, it will vary from person to person. It depends on what you do on your smartphone, what your settings are on your smartphone, and things like that. But a general rule is you will save battery life regardless, since displays like OLED and displays like LCDs do not have to emit colors. So there it is. So now let's actually start off by going through the UI of the Samsung Galaxy devices. Now keep in mind, for this to work, you do have to have a Samsung Galaxy device that does have the One UI. Pretty much any of the more modern Samsung devices like the S8, S9, or S10 will have the One UI. Same thing when it comes to the Note line of devices. If you're on the Note 10 coming out, Note 9, or Note 8, you will be able to get this One UI, and that's where you'll be able to do this. So let's go ahead and start off by showing you how to enable dark mode on Samsung Galaxy's One UI. You want to take your finger and drop down to the notification panel, and in the notification panel, you actually want to look at the quick toggles. In the quick toggles, there should be a thing when you swipe your hand over called night mode. You want to make sure it's clicked off or on, and as it's clicked off or on, you will see my background changes from white or black. Now when you turn night mode on the Samsung Galaxy devices that do support the One UI, you will be able to use dark mode throughout the whole UI. So pretty much any Samsung certified application. So for instance, your notification panel will be all black. You can see the toggles are black right there. Same thing when it comes to the settings. When you go into the settings of your device, you will get a black background instead of a white background. Same thing with the stock Samsung messaging app. Same thing with the stock calculator, and pretty much any other application that is Samsung certified. But outside of that, nothing else will get this dark mode. It will be up to each individual developer when it comes to each specific Android application. But let me show you another way to actually customize or turn on dark mode, because there is a reason for this. So you go into settings like I just did, and as you're going into settings, you go down to display, you touch display, and in display you will see night mode. Let me go ahead and touch night mode, and as you can see right here, it does say turn on now. You can turn it on and pretty much leave it on forever, which I personally like. I personally like to keep it on forever. Or what you can actually do is you can actually set it to a schedule, but for me personally, I don't set it to a schedule. But I get why you would want night mode or dark mode to come on a certain timer. For instance, maybe you only want it on at night when you're reading, when you're watching videos and things like that. But for me, I just like it on all the time. I think the benefits are great enough, and like I said before, I just love the way it looks on my device and things like that. But you do have options, and that's night mode, and that's how you enable it on the Samsung Galaxy One UI. Now let's actually go over each individual Android application. I'm going to start off by showing you YouTube. Let's show you how to enable dark mode on YouTube, since YouTube does support dark mode. Let's go ahead and go into dark mode. Let's touch my little icon on the top right. You should see your icon, and in your icon you go down to settings, and in settings you go down to I think general, and in general you should see dark theme. You can see dark theme is going off and on, and as you can see it's changing. You can just leave it on, of course, and that means everything in YouTube will have this dark tint. Everything will be dark about it, and that's how you enable dark theme on the YouTube application. Next, let's go into Twitter, and I'm going to show you how to enable it in Twitter. You go up to the the left hand side corner where your little icon bubble is. You click on your icon bubble, and then you go to settings and privacy, and in settings and privacy you should go down to I think display and sound in general, and then in general display and sound there should be a dark mode. Same thing with YouTube. You can have it off or on. You can see it changes from white to this more blue kind of like dark color, and that's how you enable it in Twitter when you're using Twitter. Now let's go to Reddit. Pretty much all these applications in Android, the one that I'm showing you specifically, will actually have a night mode, and they pretty much work the same when it comes to enabling them. This one you want to click on your icon on the top left again, just like the other ones. It's usually in the top left or the top right where your profile icon is. This one's in the top left. Then you go down to the bottom left and hit settings, and in settings you should see something called AMOLED night mode. You can see I turned it off or on. I do have AMOLED night mode on, and that's how you enable it in I think Reddit. So there it is for Reddit. Let's go ahead and go into Discord. In Discord you do the same thing, but it's on the bottom left. You click your icon on the bottom left, and then once you click it on the bottom left you should see a gear come up, and you click the gear, and in the gear you should see a I think appearance, and in appearance you should actually see themes, a light theme and a dark theme. Let me go ahead and switch them. You can see it's white now it's dark. That's how you actually enable it in I think Discord right there. So that's how you enable it there. Twitch also has a night mode as well if you're like me and you love watching streams and you love using Twitch. But anyway, you pretty much just click on your profile again in Twitch, and then you go to the right hand side where there's a gear on the top. Then after that you should see disable dark mode, and then click on it again, enable dark mode, and that's how you enable dark mode. And then as you're browsing the Twitch, you are going to get a dark mode, and as you're actually watching streams as well, and if you want to comment, the chat rooms on every stream will be a dark theme as well, which is pretty awesome in my experience. And those are some of the most common applications. I want to make this clear. Unfortunately, the stock Chrome browser does not have a dark mode on it. I want to make this clear. So if you're like me and your primary browser on Android is Chrome, they do not actually have an option there. I want to make this as clear as possible. So you will have to look for another variation of a web browser, because there is some web browsers on Android that do actually support a dark mode or a dark theme. It's just not that. Another application I do know for a factor that does not support a dark theme is Instagram. As far as I'm aware, Instagram does not support that. So if you use Instagram on a regular basis, you're pretty much out of luck. Another application I think on Android, which I do know for a factor does support a dark theme, is going to be I think Facebook Messenger, but I don't think I have Facebook Messenger actually installed to show you that process, but it's going to be pretty much the same process as the other one. You pretty much look for your profile icon, you look for a little gear that says settings, and in there you'll be able to enable dark mode as well. I'm not sure if the stock Facebook application supports a dark mode or not a dark mode. And also really quickly, if you're not seeing some of these options come up that I just showed you throughout this video, that most likely means that your Android applications are either out of date or you're on a very old version of Android and you just flat out cannot update them to the latest versions of these applications. Because if you're running older versions of a lot of these Android applications, even though they still work, you won't be getting all the newest features. So keep that in mind. If you don't see these features, it doesn't mean your Android device is busted. It just means your Android device is way outdated, and most likely you either didn't update the applications or you did update the applications, but you just can't update them anymore. I'm going to actually show you really quickly, if you're wondering how to actually update each individual Android application really quickly. Now that I'm here, you go to the Play Store. Here's the Play Store right here. You should see it looks like a little play arrow. You click on the Play Store, and in the Play Store, you should actually, when you first load up the Play Store, you should see 3 lines at the top left of your actual Google Play like search bar. You click on these 3 little lines going sideways, and then you should be able to scroll down, and it should say My Apps and Games. Click on My Apps and Games, and in My Apps and Games you can see all the applications that you currently have installed on your Android device. You can see update all of them, or what you can do is update them individually. If you don't want to update all of them, you can see I have 4 pending, but once you click on update all, or if you're scrolling down and you just want to update the ones that you want to update, then it will say update. And make sure sure you update them, and you just click on that and it'll start updating them. Like for instance, let's go with Reddit. It's update Reddit. I clicked on update on Reddit, and you can see it's now downloading a newer version of Reddit, and there's Reddit being downloaded. If you go into this updates and it says open the app, that means that the update is already applied to your Android application, and you don't have to actually update it any farther. And that's pretty much some of the most simple applications, or the most used application on Android. And if you want to use other applications with a dark mode on Android, it will be up to each individual developer, and it will also depend on just on your application. And I can't really tell you for every single application in all your favorite applications if it has a dark mode or not, because there's too many applications on Android and things like that. But there you go. Now you know how to add a dark mode to the Samsung One UI, and you know how to update the dark modes on some of the most popular Android applications. Anyway, guys, this is Wayne from My Tech News, signing out.